What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Nobody Asked Us. What we gonna tell you anyway? I'm your girl Keysha E. I'll be hosting for today, and I got my boys with me.
Malik S in the building.
What's up, y'all? I'm Hess Wesley.
What's up,
He
y'all? I'm
always try
Hess
to
Wesley.
sound
He
sexy.
always.
But then as the show go
What's up,
down,
y'all?
as the show keep going, his voice goes
It'll go higher.
He started off and hit him with the second.
Now,
Yeah.
now I'm be thinking about it the
You
whole
start
show
off
and
with
try
the
to
Barry
and go
White.
back low.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
Yeah.
That's Wesley.
And then as the show keep going,
This how I didn't say that. Like, no, what was all that bass you had at the
Damn.
beginning of the show?
you can't hold it.
Now I'm be
Yeah.
thinking about that for the rest of the show.
You can't hold it.
All right, all right, go ahead.
All right, y'all. So today we're gonna talk about cold hats.
Shacking.
Shacking.
That's
For
what
lack
it
of
is.
a better say, okay, let's just get to it. Shacking up.
You trying to make it sound fancy.
I mean, put a little,
Shacking.
sprinkle a little
Sinning,
razzle-dazzle on
dropping
it.
dick off.
It's not dropping it off. You leaving it there.
But here's
But
the
you're not
thing.
married yet, so you still dropping dick off. I mean, yeah.
So are
Give
we
or
talking
take.
about? Are we? Because a lot of people just say that's my roommate.
With somebody that they together. I wish my man would call me his roommate.
I mean, if y'all splitting the rent.
That's pretty much
won't
what
be
you
my
are.
man.
That's pretty much what you are. Unless you have in the future, hey, we're gonna be together. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
come pay these bills,
that
and you're
would be
not
my
really
dude.
sure. You know what I'm saying? And y'all move in together. You're pretty much roommates.
I don't know nothing about that life.
So what's the question?
Do y'all think that it is important for couples to live together
Before they get married?
They get married. Yeah.
Hell yeah. God is gonna have to forgive me.
Why?
That was
I'm
very
not,
strong.
I'm not gonna marry nobody I never lived with, dude. Like going over and spending the night and living is two different things.
Yeah. What do you find out with living with somebody?
Who they really are,
Like what?
whatever, who they really are. You don't know nobody when you spend the night.
When you spend a night, it's like she might have just swept some stuff under the rug real quick because she knew you was coming over.
Yeah.
And then when you live with a person, just their habits, how they live, like, because we all different, and it doesn't make it a good or a bad. Y'all can be two neat people, but y'all still neat in different ways, and you gotta come together, and then you sharing the space, and then, what do you do when you want a little space from this person, or, even sleeping with a person. Sometimes, she might sleep cute. I don't do that. I let you know. I'm putting the retainers in, the hair is wrapped up, ain't no makeup on.
One thing I realized when my girl moved in was that she's messy.
Most women are
And I didn't like
not dirty but messy.
Yeah, not dirty, messy. I thought I
Very
was, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm a little OCD, so I have my things organized.
Yeah.
But like every now and then I'll throw something on the couch or whatever. But I mean, she threw everything on the couch.
I go crazy.
Laundry.
Everything. And I was like, and then you would take down the olive oil. You never put the olive oil back, so I'm always putting the olive oil back. And I didn't know that. And so that's one of the things that I guess, you sort of, okay, I understand this about this person. You know what I mean? Is this something that I can
That I
deal
can
with?
live with.
Yeah. One of the things.
But it's fine. It's fine.
One of the things you got to adjust to, too, especially dealing with a woman, is after you live by yourself for so long and then she move in, you got to deal with all the damn hair.
The
in
hair on
bathroom.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
my God.
You gotta sweep that up on a daily.
Oh,
on a
but
daily
some
basis.
women won't, and you just be like, "Can you get this fucking wig off the floor, please?"
'Cause I
God
can't
damn.
do it
Yeah, I'm glad my
myself.
girl got a
So
wig.
it's like,
You know?
grab the broom.
But some women don't, and it just be
Yeah.
like hair every fucking way.
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
So you got to deal with that, and like you say, like it's gonna be hair. That's fine, but try to pick some of it. Up.
Pick some of it up.
Yeah, I understand it's gonna be there regardless, but I don't want
Make
to see
an effort.
a pile of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want it when I go put my socks on. It's your hair because I don't. Even though we washed, but I stepped on it. It's just.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, one of the
I think
things,
that's the hardest
one
thing
of the
for me.
things that I love is that one thing, the bathroom is always clean. Always clean. I'm talking about scrubbed up.
Right.
And I mean, I like to have my bathroom clean, but like it got to get some type of way. I'm like, all right, it's time to do this bathroom. And because even though she's messy, she's super clean.
Right.
So that like, okay, I could deal with this.
Women
This
are
is
just
fine.
they messy.
Yeah.
I find most women are messy, not dirty.
Yeah.
Like,
I
you
think
ever go
it's
in a
tough.
woman's car? Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all. if anything
100%.
lost in the house, check her car.
Check your car.
It's probably in her car. Be like,
I
there
know.
go the goddamn fork.
Or deep down
I
in
don't
the
be having
purse
a lot of junk
somewhere.
in my car, but I rarely get car washes. My daddy used to be pissed off. Like, I don't park in front of this house. If you can't, he either get up in the morning and take my car, or I know he mad when he leaves some money in the cup holder, like go get a car wash.
Y'all cars be filthy.
But the inside of my car, I usually don't really have much in there. But
Shoes everywhere, 6 jackets.
Yeah.
See, I don't even when I get dressed, I don't. I just know what I'm going in there to get. And if I do take an outfit or two out, try it on, I got to put it back in the closet before. I'm neat and clean.
Right.
So I think that makes it harder for me when it comes to living with somebody because it's like, like I'm about to
Even with
lose it.
living with the person, even just the personality stuff, you know what I'm saying? Outside of the physical, it's just like, you go to work, y'all get together, 3-4 hours? Either you sleep or y'all leave.
Right.
So you never really been around this person
All
for
the time.
8
12
hours, 12 hours.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's why the pandemic was fucking people up.
Yeah, a lot of people broke up
you
during
get
it.
off work, y'all go smash, fall asleep, go to work, do it again.
I'll see you in a couple days.
But now, y'all off. It's the weekend.
Uh-huh.
And you just like, oh my God.
And I think when you have your own separate places, it's like, I'm the type, I'm going to do something when I come to your house. Like, I might throw a load of towels in, or I might tidy up for you a bit. But it's not my sole responsibility, your place. So now that we live together, it's like one person might feel like the other person ain't helping out, or, in whatever way it may be, like that kind of a thing. I think that I would have to do it. But I do think that there is something fresh about not living with a person before y'all get married, because it can almost feel like once you get married, well, nothing's really changed, nothing's really special about it.
I think that was the setup from the get-go, because they say no divorce, right? You're supposed to get So if you go by what they say, I think it's a setup, because they like, well, if we let people live together, they'll never get married.
Right. Yeah.
So let's force them to get married, and now they stuck together.
It was a setup.
Yeah. If you let people try it, I'm like, oh, hell no.
Right.
But if you go back to old times, well, it was just like, no, you married and that's it.
Yeah.
You gotta make it work. I mean, because even they had arranged marriages, so it was like you gotta make it work.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have, because I know I can be a lot. So not so much for me, it's for them.
I do think it gives you time to work.
Do you want to do
Right,
this?
yeah.
You
Do
know
you
want to
do with this? Yeah.
So like a lot of time when people hear that, they just feel like, oh, it's all about the other person. No, bro, I might be doing it for you. I might be an asshole to stay with.
Yeah.
You might be like, nah, I can't.
Yeah, I can't do this.
I can't deal with this dude's OCD. You can't have none on the counter.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah.
But so I think it goes both ways, and I think sometimes, people they just assume that you're saying they're the bad person. They're the bad guy. No, I might be the bad guy.
Yeah. I think it's good so that you can work that part out before you get married, so that way you can have as less problems as possible in your marriage. I mean, of course, you're going to still have problems, but, you know this part of this person. Because I feel like if you can get past that with the person itself, then it's like, all right, if I can get past this nigga just can't understand the concept of a clothes hamper. The hoodie is going to go on the floor right next to. If I can get past that, then it's like, all right, whatever.
Right.
So I think it does, help. But
you got even little stuff. TV on, TV off when it's time to go to sleep.
Oh my gosh, yes.
AC on 65
I
or
was about to say,
75.
Lights on. If
You
you
know
got
what I'm
a
saying?
dog,
If you got a
But
dog.
that's another thing too. When you live with a person, like they want you to go to bed when they go to bed.
Not me. I think women do that.
I've had dudes like,
Women be wanting
I'm going to bed. You need
I'm
to
going.
come
What
to
you
bed.
doing? It's time to go to bed. I'm like, you sleepy? I'm not.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I
I
tend
don't.
to stay up late anyway
Yeah.
because of what I do. So, like,
Yeah.
I go to bed early now, but yeah, I don't care if you go to bed. I found it was the other way around. Women want to go to bed. They're like, come on, let's go to sleep. I'm
Like,
good.
yeah.
I'm about to get on this
I'll
Madden.
meet you there.
I don't boyfriend and husband all day. This is my time now.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's a big thing too, that I guess dudes would need to figure out, because obviously, especially, you mentioned a lot of people broke up during the pandemic. When a dude is out all day, traditionally, right, he'll be out all day. The dude don't want to come home because he knows, oh man, I got to deal with this. I got to hear the whole story. Let me go to the bar first and then come home. That was the traditional way. Now I think it's still the same way, but like for dudes, you need to know, like, this is somebody that I'm gonna be with for the rest of my life. what can I deal with? And I know me and my girl, she has. We agreed. We came to an agreement that I got to give her 30 minutes a day because she's super emotional,
like when she
and and I can't wrap my head around anything she's saying unless I have my time to do what I need to do. But
so she got to give you 30 minutes, or you got to give her?
Well, I got to give her 30 minutes of like love and like all
okay.
that.
I thought you were saying she wants 30 minutes of like, don't talk to me.
I need like the day sometimes. So I say, okay, I'll give you 30 minutes. Most of the time I give her 30 minutes, but for the most, like a lot of times I'm like, we'll forget or whatever. But we came to an agreement that, okay, well, I didn't give her 30 minutes today, and she's like, fine, I got to give you 30 minutes, whether that's like before bed or whether that's like in the morning or whether that's like whatever. But she knows about me that I like my space. I like to be, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's important for you to know that about your person. So if you just move in with somebody, after y'all get married, at some point, like all of those things are gonna, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to start having different second thoughts, like immediately after you get married, like, whoa, wait a second. So yeah, it is important. I mean, my girl, because she's super Christian, and so she was really against a lot of the things. But I think we talked about a lot that made sense for us, and so there's a lot of ways we worked it to make it work for us. But I think it's important.
I mean, as long as y'all figure it out, because especially when religion come to play. That's a big
But also I think if you having sex, then
but
it's kinda...
we had humans being we pick and choose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I personally don't know if I could deal with a super Christian person.
Could you marry somebody before having sex with them?
Huh?
Could you marry somebody that you haven't? Could you wait to have?
No. What kind of shit is
Damn,
no?
You were so offended.
I'm
what
like,
kind
I know
of
what
shit
you were
is that?
saying.
It's
Like,
normal
what?
kind of.
No, that's not normal.
Said, what kind of shit is that?
That's not
it's
normal.
The way
Name who did it? Who did it?
Yeah.
We don't know nobody that
Joseph.
did that.
Who's Joseph?
We don't know nobody that did
Who's
that.
Joseph?
I don't know who.
We know people.
Who?
Probably your parents.
No, your parents didn't. Sorry to tell you that. Your daddy hit that.
Yeah, actually, my dad was a Catholic priest in Haiti. Yeah, and then he met my mom,
and he smashed.
And then I was like, I don't know what happened after that.
He took that little white thing off.
Then he became a pastor.
Yeah, pastors can sling that.
So if you met a girl, she was super dope. You felt she's everything you want. Fell for her.
She wouldn't be.
And
I'm just being honest. She wouldn't be.
I think I would.
I couldn't fall for a super religious
I'm not saying
person.
she's super religious. She might not have
She
said
just wanna wait.
She might not have said two words about God the whole time y'all been dating.
Okay.
But she wants to wait until she's
No. So if she's never had it before,
maybe she did. Maybe she didn't.
If she already did, then nah, we ain't waiting.
Maybe she just wanted to turn her life around. She can't be born again.
Hey,
maybe she didn't find God until after she had been out here.
Hey man, you do that with somebody else. Somebody else might want that. But if she never did,
so
that's because that's so. You know what I'm saying? That's been and she's dope as you say she is, and everything's amazing about her, and like that's that important to her. And I mean, I haven't. I might do that.
I feel like for me, if she's that dope for real, I would respect her enough to be like, I'm not it.
Man for you.
I'm not it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the one.
Because I'm
for
gonna
you.
need it.
Because she's gonna like me. She's gonna like me more than I'm gonna like her. Because for me to get to that level, that's a part of it. I can't see me falling in love with somebody
that you ain't never.
Really?
I don't think so. No, not at this age. No.
Wow.
No. I mean, I'm just being honest.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Because you've done
I'm
already.
not gonna fall in love with somebody that I never slept with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
where you
I
feeling
think
right
we could
now,
be cool as hell. We could be solid.
That's just interesting.
That could be like my people, but I wouldn't even look at her like that. I'd be like, you my dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got you.
You my dog.
But
wow.
not romantically. Because what's romance? Romance is sex,
you can fall
right?
in love with somebody you haven't had sex with. Well, I can't say specifically for you. Let me.
I
say
don't
that.
think.
I have.
I don't think I can. Well, then where they at now? Did it work out?
It didn't work out, but I don't think it was because we didn't have sex before we fell in love with each other.
I don't know, man. I just don't see how I'm gonna be. How I'm gonna get to that level without You know what I'm saying?
I think that was part of the reason why, because sex wasn't in the equation. I get to really know you and not have my mind clouded by, oh, the sex is good.
But it still didn't work out. So.
But it wasn't because of that reason.
But I'm saying, but it still didn't work out. So how much did you really get to know
But the
them?
girl that you had sex with before you fell in love with didn't work out.
I know,
right?
but I ain't say that I really got to know them because my mind wasn't clouded.
Yeah, that don't mean that it's gonna work just because, or that because I got to know you for you doesn't mean that it's gonna automatically work.
I just don't see it happening. Like I can't do it. I just feel like it'll be a plateau. It wouldn't be able to go to that next.
So what if she was dope? You had sex, but the sex was not the best. Could you still be with her? Could you still marry her?
Yeah, because you can work on that. You know
just,
what I'm saying?
Her vagina is not.
As you grow,
you learn each other.
But it's not about her skills aren't the best. Her vagina is just not. It's just
worn out.
Maybe or maybe it ain't. It's the vagina itself does not feel good.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. And
I already know what you're gonna say.
This is the truth, man. I never had bad vagina. I mean, I've had better. Yeah, but I never had bad.
This girl she has bad vagina.
I don't know how that's possible.
I don't know what that is.
It just is.
How can that happen?
Maybe it's not tight. If it's not tight, is it still good?
I mean, how bad? I mean, she would have to be ruined for it to be like,
maybe,
for you to be dingling in it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
She had triplets with big ass heads.
That should go back, man. That's a myth.
Hers didn't.
That's a myth.
Life happens. The girl got bad vagina is the hypothetical.
I've never had bad vagina, so I don't even know if that's possible.
Oh
but I know you can always work on sex if you're open and honest.
Okay.
You can work on it and you can do things to spice it up.
So you'd be willing to give a girl, a woman, time to better her sex game?
Yeah, because a lot of times, man, sex starts before you even get in the bedroom. That's what a lot of women don't realize. You can start having sex with your man while he at work. You texting him, talking that shit. Woo, woo, woo.
You know what I'm saying? Old ass uncle. You texting him, talking.
I'm just saying though. But a lot of women wait till it's like you can start all this stuff before you even get home. You know what I'm saying? Because sex is really mental. It's more mental than physical half the time. Because I hear that from women all the time. Like, okay, he got big dick, cool, but he don't know what to do with it, right? Yeah. So if a dude can fuck that mind, she gonna be like, whatever, I'm gonna work it out. I'm turned on anyway. I'm stimulated regardless. So we gonna work it out. So to me, if you start your sex before you get in the bedroom, if you talk shit and talk sexy and touching throughout the day while she cooking, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So by the time y'all finish eating, it's like, I'm ready. You been touching my butt the whole time I've been cooking, coming behind me, grabbing my titty.
You ready,
stuff
but then the
like
vagina
that.
is bad.
It's still gonna be good, bro. They got lube for stuff like that.
Okay, so as long as she giving it up.
How long are you shacking? Like at what point do you like, okay, we need to move forward or we need to stop shacking?
For me at this big age, I might give you a year, maybe.
So if y'all move in together, y'all signed a lease, you know what I'm saying, a year gone by. Now it's like, okay, before I sign this next lease.
I'm not going to bring it up to you. I don't feel like I'm going to present it in like, so what we doing? You about to marry me or not? But at this point in life, if it don't take that long. You know what I mean? No. Are we having conversations? Are we looking at rings? Are we, like?
So you saying in the year married, or he needs to propose by the time that year?
He needs to propose, yeah.
So you could buy yourself another year then at least.
No, because we're planning this wedding in the next 5 or 6 months.
God damn, that's a quick wedding.
We not 20? What are we waiting on? We are not.
I don't know you like that.
Listen, you about to get to know me.
People change.
Hey, I was my first wife. I was proposed. I mean, we were engaged for like 3 years.
But you were a lot younger, so it could be things of like we're trying to get the money to do the, you know what I mean? It could be all those things. At this point, I ain't even trying to do the big church house wedding no more. We going to Cabo. We ain't going to the courthouse. We gonna do a destination real quick. Everybody figure it out. It's less planning, and we get married. You know what I'm saying? So like that doesn't take forever.
So bottom line is you gotta live what you do before you get married.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I would love the fresh. Like I got one of my closest friends. She didn't live with her dude before she got married, and for that reason. Like, I feel like, then what are we doing? And, you know, it's not going to feel like we got married or, you know, and also she didn't want him to feel like you could be up in here shacking up for 4, 5, 6 years. And it works out. But for me, I think I would, because I know how I am. I am very neat. I am very OCD.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to learn. That's something I had to learn in my last relationship, to be like,
To be let go.
okay.
Plus,
you
you want to see how this dude may be how he gonna act the rest of the day when his team lose. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's something my girl had to get used to with me.
She had to get used to watching the heat get their ass.
Because I want to get that portion of it handle. You know what I mean? I want to get a handle on that before we get married. So that's one less thing we got to worry about. We're not getting married, have a honeymoon, come home, and then now we at each other's throat about whatever, the bathroom.
Yeah, because it's just little stuff. Because like when I'm watching my game and I'm in my game, like kind of leave me alone.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like
100%,
you could be there with me, but don't be asking me shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to talk to me about shit
but you
right
know
now.
What I think too, I think. And a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people, let's just say for LA, don't have houses, right? And I think that makes a big difference, because if you're in a 1 or a 2 bedroom apartment, you don't have a lot of space as is. You know what I mean? Versus back home, if you're in a 4 bedroom house, you can be in the basement watching your game. I ain't even know you home. You know, I think that can help. So I think it's really important.
I'm getting that practice right now, but we planning. I can't do this for too long. At some point, you need
your space.
Your space.
Yeah, I need my space. Yeah. I could do it for a little while, but
you gotta
need your
have
space.
that. You gotta have that. You know, I'm over here. You over
Uh-huh.
here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, come on, man.
And I think you, as a woman, you gotta pay attention. You know what I mean? If he too comfortable, y'all 2-3 years in, y'all ain't talking about marriage. It doesn't seem like it's progressing in that way. You might just be a roommate, but like, then I think that's when it becomes a thing of like a person gets too comfortable and feel like, well, why do I have to? Or, because I don't understand this either. You have a lot of men that be like, oh, I'm not ready to get married. It's a lot to take on. But we live together.
But so
and we got kids. So what else is there to take on?
So with that being said, that's what I wanted to ask then. What's the big difference then? What's the big deal?
With what, being married?
Yeah.
Because I want your last name. Like my kids have your last name. Because if something happened to you, I want to be able to be the one.
But we could do all that without being married.
No, I can't have your last name.
No, but you could be in charge of everything.
Because I want to take that commitment under God. Are you serious about me? It's a difference between being a girlfriend and being a wife. So I want you to make that commitment under God.
But okay, so I get that and I understand
liberty.
that. But I guess I'm thinking about somebody like me who I'm like, that shit don't even matter to me. So
you don't believe in God?
So I believe in God, but I don't believe in all this marriage under God shit.
Yeah,
it's like when you saying that, I'm like,
well, then to the person you're marrying, I mean, that might be different. I probably wouldn't marry a dude that, not saying you just don't believe in God, but like.
No, I totally believe in God. I don't believe in this marriage under God, is what I'm saying.
You don't believe that God is at the top of your marriage? You don't believe that there's.
I don't think God gives a shit about your marriage.
Well, then that's the difference for you.
Then God wouldn't let all these divorces happen if he cared that much.
I don't think God is letting them. We have free will, so he's not going to force us.
Okay, then so it can't be both ways. He can't care about it, and
he still cares about it. Your mama care about your life, but she can't make you not sell dope if you want to sell dope.
No, I understand, but I'm not getting married under my mother.
But I'm saying your mom still cares though. Your mom raised you, right?
Yeah.
Your mom still cares about your life. There's certain expectations she has for you, but you can still make the decision to go. Even when you were a kid, your mom got certain rules that you shouldn't break. You still can make the decision to go break them. That's just like with God. There's a certain way that he plans for us to behave and to do. We have the free. He can't force. He's not gonna force everybody. He's not doing like this. You know what I mean? You still have free will to do whatever it is that you want to do. But I don't
think God give a shit about these people's shitty marriage.
Marriage to me, it's a difference between it's a deeper level of commitment.
Clearly, like you think God gave a fuck about Kim Kardashian marriages? She's been married a lot. So which one does he care about?
If that's who God had for her. Because we also have free will and we can do whatever we want to do. Right? We could be with somebody that God didn't intend for us to be with. He might not care then. I don't know. But if that's who God has for you, absolutely, I believe he cares.
I think that's a whole other episode. I could talk a lot about this. Cause
marriage is a business, bro. And I don't think it got nothing to do with God. Marriage is a business. That's why you get discounts when you get married and stuff
I don't
like
think
that.
so.
That's why your insurance go down.
I think the
and
problem
stuff.
is people
So
are
why
looking at it as
so why you
tax
get discounts if it's not a business? Why?
Discounts on what?
Everything if you're married. Like
You get a big
like-
tax break,
like-
that's
like-
for sure.
Like insurance, your car insurance is cheaper if you're married.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because you have two people under one roof, you're probably a little bit more
That mean you live
responsible.
together right now. What would be the difference?
Yeah, but you're probably
That's the business
you're
transaction
probably a
of
little
it.
bit more responsible. Just how your insurance rates are different if you live in certain neighborhoods because they feel like it's less likely somebody will break in your car. Don't mean that they won't.
Right. So people who go together not responsible.
You get more discounts when you're older. Your car insurance is less.
But what I'm saying is people who go together not responsible.
People who go together not. If you ain't
I'm asking
making
you.
if you ain't making a commitment to make her your wife, you might not be very responsible.
Even if we've been going together longer
But
than
that's
people
what
who've been
I'm- but-
married.
But that's the thing. Is like I don't even know that this is your girlfriend, but y'all married, right?
So let's
she
just
has
say
your name.
if
Y'all
you-
have
if you
a
met
marriage.
me, if you met me,
license.
if you met me living with somebody, right, and we happy as hell. You've known us for 15 years. You just assume we was married. Now you know we have another 2-3 other friends. They all been divorced. Which one you look at more successful? The people that got divorced?
I don't look at neither one as more successful because the people that got divorced, their marriage didn't work.
Right.
You're not married at all.
But we
so
doing
you
great.
just shacking
We
up.
happy.
But in my eyes, because marriage is important to me, I don't look at that as I'm not looking down on it, but I don't look at it as success either. And so it just means neither one of y'all is my.
But what
my
I'm
bar
saying
of
is,
success.
isn't so? The next day when we went to a judge, God not there, it's a judge.
Yeah.
Then we would
God
be
is
successful.
everywhere. Why is God
But
not
what
there?
I'm saying is,
where
I'm
you
saying,
going that God ain't at?
I'm saying he's not physically. It's a judge. It's some man there. Well,
Yeah.
God here right now. I'm
Yeah,
just saying
yeah.
if you want to say it like that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying God then attended where there's some judge. Now we successful?
I didn't say that. It doesn't
Because
automatically.
you just say we not
it
successful
doesn't
in your
automatically
eyes.
make it successful because you're married.
But
it
what
has
I'm
to be a
saying
healthy,
is,
but
listen to what I said. We're happy. We've been together 15 years. We got 2 successful businesses.
Yeah.
2 kids in college, Harvard. But we're not married.
for,
We're not
for
successful.
Me,
But the day a judge signs, some white man in a robe signs, now we successful to you.
if your marriage is intact,
That's
you
what
know
I'm saying. People-
If
Yeah,
y'all-
People
Actually-
just been doctrine
But it's
dogging
not,
a
but
lot
I
of
think
things.
that-
Actually,
I
I
think
actually
we
know
look
somebody
at-
who's in a relationship like that has 2 daughters, and she's in a relationship with the father of the daughters. They're not married. They haven't been married. She lives in Sweden. She has this huge furniture company out there. It's not IKEA, and they've been together like I want to say like 18
And happy.
years now.
Happy as hell.
Super happy.
I'm not against you being happy, or I'm
Super
not saying
happy.
it's a problem with that. But for me, because also then the reason is why don't you marry her?
But I mean, because some people may not believe in that.
What
And-
don't you
and-
believe in?
Yeah,
They
I
may
mean,
not believe. Okay, let's
I
just
guess
say,
to each his
let's
own.
say they didn't believe in God, so then they don't believe in marriage.
But that's what I'm saying for them. Cool. I'm not saying that your junk is terrible, but it's not. I don't look at it.
But
as
what I'm saying is,
success
to
in my
you,
eyes.
once that man signed, then you be like, they got it going on, because that man.
I'd be very happy for you. I'd be like, okay, if your marriage is good, then yeah, it's good.
Because that man put his signature on there.
Because you're not because he put a
'Cause
signature
what
on it.
changed?
Because you
We
made
going back to the
made a
same
deeper
house.
commitment to be with this person
We've
for
been
the rest of
together
your
15
life.
years.
So
What
what?
the
A relationship is I can leave today.
You can leave a marriage.
You can leave a marriage, but I am at least making a commitment to you. You can break a contract, right? That's like if a person want to book you to do a comedy show and they just like, hey, come out, I'm gonna pay you
So
$1,000.
when you
You not if they ain't sent no paperwork, you not about to fly there to
so
do that
when you
show.
got
It
a
depends.
boyfriend, so when you got a boyfriend, that's what I'm saying. So when you got a boyfriend, you saying you can cheat on him?
I'm
You're not
saying,
committed
I'm
to
not
your
saying
boyfriend?
that you can cheat, but it's a deeper level of commitment that yes,
I
I
don't-
want with my person.
I don't see the
So
difference.
if a person wanted to book you for a comedy show and they like, hey, come fly to Detroit and do this show and I'm gonna pay you $2,000.
Depends on who.
Are you getting on the plane without having a contract?
What did I say 5 minutes ago? Marriage was a what? What did you just equal it to?
That doesn't mean
A business.
It doesn't mean that
It's a business.
It's not a business.
Once you put a contract on something, Keysha, it's a business.
It doesn't make the whole thing a business.
Oh my God!
No,
So
it
why
does
we need a
not.
contract?
That doesn't make it a
Why
business.
we need a contract? Why you can't take my word?
That doesn't make the marriage itself a business.
Why we? Okay.
Just because you sign it, it doesn't make
when do contracts come into play?
contracts come into play
For what?
I love this.
when you
For what?
when you are
For what?
Can I? Contracts come into place when you are holding somebody accountable
For
to whatever it is you guys
to
decide
provide
to do.
a service.
It could be to provide a service. It could be
What else could it
for
be?
whatever it could be.
It's always to provide a service.
Okay, so
you
to
never
provide a
sign a
service.
contract to not provide a
But
service.
that doesn't make if I sign a contract to do your show,
It's a service.
Then that doesn't mean everything between me and you is a business. No.
It is. What?
So this is
Every
So
show I've done is
so
a
it's no longer a
business.
friendship. If you doing a show and I sign a contract for your show, we no longer have a friendship. We're business partners. No, I'm doing this show.
We
with you.
doing
I'm
a
doing this one
business
show.
at that time.
I think the problem is that people look at marriage as a business. They're not marrying people that they genuinely love and want to be with. They're looking at he got money.
It's a business. Once you put a contract in something, it's a business. Do you need a contract to have a child?
Do you need a contract to have a child?
Yeah.
You gonna sign paperwork at the hospital. You don't need it to have it.
So
Not
birth
to have
certificate.
sex, but you gonna sign some paperwork.
Birth certificate.
You gonna sign some.
You don't need to sign.
You're
gonna
sign when you get
a birth certificate.
You sign when you go to the hospital. You sign paperwork. Even if I don't have a child, if I go in there because I broke my arm, I'm gonna sign paperwork.
It's a business. Hospital's not free, right?
But that doesn't make. I'm not.
Keysha, everything
it
that's
does not
paperwork.
make it a business because you sign a marriage certificate.
This is
Keysha,
let me.
So having a kid is a business.
No,
you sign a
no. That's
birth
my
certificate?
point to you. I'm saying you don't need to sign paperwork to have a kid. You can just have a kid.
And you still sign a birth certificate. So that does that make that a business?
You could go someplace and not with no one around, just have the kid.
Just have a kid.
Yeah,
you don't
could,
need
but that's
paperwork.
technically not what
You
we're
don't
doing.
need a third party to sign off. This is
When
your
you
kid.
go and have a child, the appropriate way.
I think.
Not appropriate. When you go to a hospital, you have a kid.
So
you sign,
so Eve signed a paper.
and you sign a birth
so Eve,
certificate.
you such a you believe.
When you sign a birth certificate, does that make it a business? Is your child a business?
Did Eve sign a birth certificate?
Is your child a business?
Did Eve sign a birth certificate?
Is your child a business?
No.
But you signed a birth certificate for your kids, right?
That's
you signed a birth certificate for your
Did
kids.
Eve sign a paper?
We talking about Eve. We talking about Malik S.
No, because you
Do
say
you not have
you
a
say
signed birth certificate for these two right here?
because that's legal shit.
So it's
Right.
marriage. It makes it legal. It doesn't mean it's a business.
It's a business.
So at the end
dog.
of the day, this is what you get with. So Keysha strongly believes in marriage, and Malik strongly don't feel like marriage is.
I believe in marriage. I don't believe in this. Oh, they not happy because they not married.
I'm not saying that they're not happy. Nobody ever said that.
I'm someone who's
Nobody
been
ever said they're not happy.
I'm someone who's
because they're
been
not
I'm someone who's been sort of in the middle because I got married the first time and we did it at a courthouse and I was like, we just need to get married, right? Because we were living together for a long time. We were together for a long time. And honestly, one of the trigger points, to be honest, was because we were making a lot of money at that time, and those taxes were killing us. And we're like, we've been engaged for a long time. Like, let's just go do this at the courthouse real quick
and get this deduction.
Right, yeah,
the
and get this deduction, and then let's go get married.
business.
And then let's go get married in about and so we was planning the wedding
That's
at that point.
He did it in the way they did it for the purpose
Right,
of tax.
right.
They didn't do it for the purpose of I want to spend the rest of my life.
And
with
let
you and
me
commit
go
to you,
let me
make
go
you my
into
wife.
the rest of it. So and then obviously the relationship, it was like it didn't end like I wanted it to. A lot of bad things happened. This time around, I'm not saying that marriage, doing it the right way or doing it whatever way, because I've seen couples that got married at a courthouse. I've seen couples that aren't married, and I've seen couples that are married with successful and not successful marriages. This time around, though, because I did it the other way, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it this time. So now I'm gonna have my family there. I'm gonna have a preacher there. I'm gonna have people that I care about, that love us, that is gonna be there, and that's gonna support us. That's gonna be like, yo, we're here for you, and we're gonna be there for you. Whatever happens in your future, we're gonna be there for y'all. And I think it becomes a personal thing. Whatever you feel, your person might not want to get married. Your person might want to get married. At the end of the day, what do you want? And if that person doesn't work for you, you got to move on.
Yeah,
so
I would never be able
because
to marry
I'm
that doesn't
not
wanna get married.
big, like the big religion know all the stuff about the Bible. So I'm just ask this question. So back in whatever hundreds it was, I'm gonna assume there was no lawyers then, so people got married. What paperwork did they have?
They had like clergymen. Why wouldn't they have had?
But what paperwork did they have?
They had paper.
State and the church were separate.
It was separate. So what paperwork did they have?
You,
there was
you
no
still
paperwork.
you still had people in the church. You had priests. You had people
So
in
wait
the
a
church,
second,
right?
So what I'm
actually-
saying to you is they just made a commitment to each other, right?
Right. So
I don't know that they had paper.
did.
Paper existed
Marriage
back
was a
then.
purely religious thing in those times.
That's
It
what I'm
wasn't
saying.
Right. So
legal
before
then.
so
That's
before
my
that
point.
so before they actually did research on this is something like 26,000 years ago when hunters when hunters and farmers became hunters and whatever, I'm talking about those old, like way back in the day, where when they had kids back in the day, the first form of of like marriage was when they were having kids and they would have to go and hunt and get food, and it'd come back and then the baby like either die or get eaten or something like that. So they decided, okay, one of us gonna have to stay behind and watch this kid, right? So at that point, it was about your offspring and raising your offspring, and that's what marriage was. We need to stay together so these kids don't die. We need to stay together so we can feed these kids.
So there was
we
no
got more.
lawyer or judge
There was
involved.
no lawyer, no
That's
judge.
my
It was
point.
just about.
But they
things
still made
evolve.
a
That's
commitment,
like back
right?
in the day when people had property.
Later the church
in
came,
biblical
and then it was
times when
about-
they had property.
yeah.
You didn't go to a mortgage. You didn't go to a bank and take out a loan and get this
Right.
mortgage and have the paperwork on
But-
this lot of grass.
but-
But as the times evolve,
But we talk about
now you do have
But
paperwork
we
on your
talk
home,
about
right?
a thing that's been for hundreds. My whole thing is the commitment is in the heart for me. It's not about the signature with a third party signing on to. What I'm saying is back then people got married. There was no judge there to be like, well, now y'all married. It was like, I love you, you love me. We are married. We are together. How's that? How
But
does a
things
piece of
evolve.
paper?
You can't just go to a job and say, I want to work here. You are offering, so I work here. Like, it's still a process, right? And so you're gonna have
So
paperwork.
love evolved.
Not that love evolved, but I'm saying the process of you saying like it was no lawyers back then, or they didn't have paperwork, or they didn't have paper. You didn't have paperwork on your house.
But
marriage-
what I'm saying is,
Or on your plot of
how does
land.
that? So you feel like a piece of paper makes one couple more committed
It's not
than
about a
the
piece
other?
of paper. A relationship isn't a marriage at all. You're not married in a relationship. You're not saying we're husband and wife.
What
You're
makes
saying-
somebody
You're
married?
saying we're boyfriend and
What
girlfriend.
makes somebody married?
When you make a legal commitment under God and you get your paperwork, you're
Indivisible.
married, right?
Legal under
So-
God.
So when you are saying, if I'm your boyfriend or girlfriend, y'all not married. You're not saying this is my wife.
Right. But legal under God.
Yeah. So y'all not gonna agree. Y'all not gonna agree on this. I think at the end of the day, it's really just about. You're right. That has evolved, and people want what they want. And so some people have relationships where they never get married, and those are the best relationships. Some people have relationships where they have a dude would have 6 wives. Some people have a relationship where, whatever the case is, I think individually we all have our minds. Like now, me personally, I want my parents. I mean, my father-in-law, my stepfather, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law to be there, and my family to be there, and all those people, because now that means something to me, and I kind of want to feel that sort of love when I move on to this next stage in my life.
Right.
Other people might not want that, and you know what? God forbid something happen in the future. Well, I'm not getting married again. But if that were to be the case, then listen, that my whole mind might change on what that is. So it really is about what you want at the time and just who you gonna be with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're a person or whomever that does not want to get married, then that's just somebody does want to get married. I wouldn't be with a man that doesn't want to get married or doesn't value marriage.
I think marriage is. I think
I think people
nothing
look
wrong
at the
being
negative
married.
parts of
Yeah.
marriage so
I don't
much.
think
And be like,
nothing
oh,
wrong
this
being
didn't
there.
work out. And it's like, but there's so many.
And I
that
don't
did.
think nothing wrong with
I
not
think-
being married and being together, because I've seen
Right.
very successful
That's
relationships
my only
too.
thing. My
Yeah.
only thing is this whole notion that because somebody signed a piece of paper, they love each other more.
It's not. I'm not saying
Like,
I
that
think
makes
you,
no
I think
sense to me.
You made that up. I never said you love each other more.
But you say
I
it's
never
more
said
of a
you're
commitment.
happier. It is more of a commitment.
Because of paper?
Because I'm taking you on to be my wife. You come first in my life. You can make the decisions on my behalf. You can you become first in my life, right? So that is more of a commitment than a girlfriend.
So let me ask you this, based on what he said back in the day when the church and state was separate. So that marriage wasn't as committed as today's marriage?
they still, however they did their marriage, whatever it
I'm saying, was it as committed as today's marriage, or it was less committed?
was it as or more?
I'm asking
I'm
you
not
because
saying
you,
that it is or
you
more.
seem to think the
I'm not
signature
saying it's more or
is
less.
the-
If that's what they did at that time, because it hadn't evolved to the point of what we do now, then
Right.
that's what a marriage
But
was.
why do you-
That's
like-
how you
this
get
sounds
married.
But
like-
why do you think it evolved to what it is now?
Because I think we
I don't
evolved.
think that's God.
Everything
though.
evolved.
That's not God.
I think it sounds like
I don't. I
because
think
God
it
would have had it
is.
how He wanted it back then, right?
But everything has evolved since then.
I know, but what I'm saying is, to me, it
how
seems-
we have children have evolved. When you give birth, that has evolved. What
but
they
what
doing,
I'm saying
like
to
all
you
the
is, to
science.
me, it seems like that's just man doing his thing, as far as the marriage goes.
I don't think so. I mean, I think.
would you
it's-
sign a prenup?
No.
Would you sign a prenup?
Of course.
That's why they ain't gonna never. I think it's a matter of. I think it's a matter of commitment and
Yeah.
assurance.
Yeah.
I think you're assured, so it's a feeling you're assured when there's that contract, and as opposed to I'm committed, and that commitment means like this is what I agree to in my mind, in my soul, in my heart. I agree to be with you forever, and
Right.
you know, and then that's my commitment to you. That doesn't make you less committed. I think it makes you more assured
'Cause it's
personally.
different than a
It
girl-
assures the other person
It's different
that
than a girl you're
if I
kicking
sign
it
a
with and a girl
contract,
that's your girlfriend.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
To his point earlier, I personally, maybe I'm looking at it different. I feel like the people who don't have the contract to lean on are more committed. Because like you say, like you could always just be like, she can't leave me. It's gonna be hard as hell to leave me. I could do this, that, and third. You know what I'm saying? So to me, to people who's just like, this person could literally just walk out my life whenever they want. To me, that's real. Because now you leaning on this contract.
There is
Like
I
you
don't
say,
think it's
it's
more
so easy
there
to
is
leave.
there is something
But I
to be
don't
said
think
about
it's-
that, but there's also something to be said about you know, hey, some women like, yeah,
But the
you
fact
know
that
what,
you
mess
won't
up,
commit
I'm
to
gonna
that
walk
level.
out with this 50%.
But it's the fact that you won't commit to that
That's
level.
my point, though.
Yeah.
That's my point, though.
But
You know
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying?
you can look at it that way. But even people who aren't committed, you saying I think they're more committed because the person can leave at any
That's
time.
just how I look
but
at
I
it.
also,
Just like-
but I look at it as you're not willing to commit to me on this level, so that you could possibly leave it. Like I don't think that's a deeper commitment because that's like you kicking it with somebody, right? And you making
I
her
feel
your
that way.
girl.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just keep kicking it with her? Y'all cool? She a good time? You have? Why do you act? Why do you take the next step to
Because
make
I
her
choose
your girlfriend?
not to. I don't want to deal with nobody else but her.
Okay, so you choose to make her your girlfriend, so you take it to the next level,
Right. So to me,
and it should
I'm
just stay
saying-
there.
so what I'm saying is, I guess what I'm asking you is, 15-year marriage, 2 kids, successful businesses, live together. What's that next level? What changes when that man in the robe signs his name and we sign our name? What changes? It's all legal shit. I don't love her more. She don't love me more. We didn't make $1 more on the business side, but we will save money now somehow. That's the business shit. It's business. I don't be like, oh shit, I love you so much more. I just signed my name down.
I don't think it's about you loving me more because you signed your name. You love me more. It's a level of commitment that we are committing to each other for the rest of our life. I'm becoming
But
your
we're
wife. You're becoming my
not.
husband. I'm taking your name,
But we're not.
right? I'm becoming number one in your life.
But Keysha, we're not.
But
That's
you
why
are.
we got divorced.
Is your wife not taking your name?
No,
Hey, yeah,
that's
she
not
is.
the
It
name.
may
Hey,
not work.
I'm-
Just because it doesn't work when somebody chooses to get married doesn't mean that marriage itself isn't good.
I think marriage is great. I'm not saying what I'm saying to you is I feel it's a business transaction.
I don't think it's business. I think we
And-
agree to disagree.
Yeah,
I don't
and
think
what
it's
I'm
business.
saying is y'all need to like, subscribe, and share.
I think it's
Which
fine
is
if you don't want to
the
get
truth.
married. You just have to find somebody else who doesn't value
I'm
marriage.
definitely getting married, but I feel like I'm getting
So why
married
you get married?
on my own terms.
Terms.
Not
It's
that
always on
bullshit,
your own terms.
but not that bullshit about in the garden.
So why you
no.
get married? So why you get married?
Why I'm getting married?
There's music playing right now,
No.
y'all. There's,
Why we
there's,
want to hear? No. Why are you
there's
getting
show
married?
music getting
Why
played.
would I get
Yeah.
married? If it felt right, if it was something I wanted to do, not this, oh God, and this. No.
All
God,
of it is gonna be whenever you,
God
especially
don't-
because you're the man and you're making the decision to propose this person. It's always gonna be when it feels right and because it's
God
something
don't
that you
give
want to
a
do.
shit about y'all shitty marriages, man. God got other
Oh
shit to
my
deal
gosh!
with. It's
People,
a
there
war
are-
in
there are
Ukraine
some
right
amazing
now.
marriages in this
It's
world.
plenty
Don't all
marriages.
think that they're bad.
But I never
you
said
heard Malik
marriages
just
was
say
bad.
he do want to get married. So
Exactly.
obviously he believes in a piece of paper.
All I was saying
So-
was to you was don't act like a piece of paper makes somebody love you more than
I
people
never
without
said
a
it
piece
makes
of
you
paper.
love you more. I just
Yeah.
said it's more of a
So,
commitment that I value
nobody
if I want to
asked
spend the rest
us.
of my life.
Nobody
with.
But we're
asked
gonna be
us.
talking about it.
Nobody asked Keysha for sure.
Nobody asked for that explanation. That he turned around
I
and then
keep
said,
it
I want
real.
to get
I'm
married.
Hess Wesley. Y'all can follow me on all the social media.
Malik S comedy,
Keysha E, it's Keysha.E.
and that shit is business.
he had to get the last word.
I'm